Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I got another chance to interview the game director of Delta Force, Shadow, and I asked him about the SBMM/MMR matchmaking, and let's just say I am less than satisfied. So strap yourselves in, this video should be a good one. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course follow the Twitch streams, first link in the description. And I also stream every single day on YouTube as well because I multi-stream. So like I mentioned, I got to interview the Delta Force game director Shadow once again. I did a previous interview with him probably over a month ago at this point. It was near the release of the game. But being given the second opportunity to interview him, I really wanted to ask about the MMR matchmaking that is obviously very apparent in Delta Force. My individual queuing experience in Delta Force, for a game with over 100,000 players, I've been getting six and a half minute queues when I'm solo queuing. It is very obvious that they are lying or just basically not being transparent enough with their MMR matchmaking system and how it functions. So I just simply wanted to ask Shadow, are there any plans to change this system? Because it is very clearly and obviously affecting multiple people's game experiences. It makes the games really annoying to play and is, in my opinion, the #1 most irritating thing about the game for me right now. The bottom line is, this is an inherently casual, inherently extremely random 32v32 combined arms shooter. But it plays like I'm in a tournament every single match, and as you can probably imagine, no one wants to try their absolute hardest every single game, so it ends up just being needlessly exhausting, especially because I'm not really getting anything for trying this hard. You know, these games are meaningless. The ranked system is referred to as the developers as a points mode. It's like their achievement system. So due to all these separate factors, I decided to ask Shadow about this, and this was their response.
I love it. I love it. But yeah, we would love to hear from you and questions for the devs. We've got Shadow here.
So, first question I would like to ask is, are there any possibility, is there any possibility of MMR matchmaking being tweaked in the Havoc Warfare mode?
Right. Regarding matchmaking, we have taken a look into the states we have taken a look into the data from the states because we have recently deployed new servers at Virginia to reduce latency for the players. This, on one hand, yes, it does improve the connection quality, but on the other hand, this means there will be less players on each server in the States. So you might be running into the same players for several game streaks. And we want to assure you that there's no real, let's say, skill-based matchmaking in our game.
So as you can see, they essentially just completely skirt around the question. They don't address it directly. They start talking about them adding a Virginia server randomly, and then they just reiterate at the end of their statement that there is no skill-based matchmaking in the game. It's worth pointing out that they asked me during the recording of this interview if I wanted to respond to their answer, and I just politely declined because, I mean, what am I even supposed to say? Like, if they don't want to comment on this system that is very obviously in their game, they're not going to do it. And I do find it funny that they mention that you see a lot of familiar faces in your servers. Yeah, you want to know the real reason behind that? It's because the MMR matchmaking system only allows you to play against a certain portion of the player base. Let me remind you of the screenshot that I showed earlier in this video where I was solo queuing and I got a 6-minute queue. Okay, 6 minutes. The only reason why I have a 6-minute queue for a game of Havoc Warfare is the game is not allowing me to play against pretty much 90% of the player base. And those of you with a keen eye will notice that when I'm matchmaking, it says 63 out of 64 players. It was sitting there only needing one player to fill the server for about 4 minutes. So again, it is very obvious that the matchmaking is looking for specific players to fill these servers. The game does not allow you to have an uncurated experience. All of these matches are essentially just predetermined sweat fests that you are forced into playing simply because you are half decent at a video game. And the funny part is you don't even need to be good at killing people to be put in these super sweaty lobbies. I've seen people comment down below on Reddit and Twitter and under the comment section on YouTube videos, and they've said they've been put in these super sweaty lobbies that I play in simply because they're good at reviving people. So people think it's based on like rank. No, it's not based on rank. Rank is useless. It's worthless. It means nothing. It's based off of your in-game stats, okay? So if you have a high score per minute, you're going to be placed in these super sweaty lobbies no matter how you get that high score per minute. So word of advice, ladies and gentlemen, if you're playing Havoc Warfare, play intentionally worse, because if you accidentally pop off, you will forever be subjected to these, quote, higher MMR matchmaking lobbies, and you will cease to have any fun. So, yeah, I mean, it's very obvious they're avoiding commenting on this MMR matchmaking thing. I'm not sure why. Maybe they don't want the word to get out, because it carries a very strong negative connotation whenever people hear anything about SBMM or MMR, and I'd imagine they don't really want that to be like a massive talking point surrounding the game. But that's not the only thing I asked Shadow about. I did ask him a few more questions, which I will play for you now. What is the plan with the ranked system in the game? Is there any plan to separate ranked and unranked and make each mode distinct from one another?
Right, like we have addressed this before in our AMA, this is actually one of our localization issues. The proper term should be something like a points game, because it's more like the game's achievement system instead of ranked games.
When can we expect the first large update to happen for Delta Force?
我们会在1月19号的时候会有第一次的大型更新。
It's coming very soon, actually, and you will see it on the 19th Pacific time.
So there you have it. I did ask them about the ranked mode, and once again, they referred to it as a points mode, a sort of achievement system in the game. There's a lot of confusion and misconception surrounding the unranked and ranked modes. You know, some people are even forming egos, if you can believe it or not, over their in-game Havoc Warfare rank, which is unfathomable to me, considering the developers are here literally stating that it was a localization error, that it was called ranked in the first place. But that is pretty much it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not too satisfied with their responses regarding the MMR matchmaking system. In my opinion, it is really the main thing that's holding the game back right now, aside from cheating problems, of course. But in my opinion, I don't think we're ever going to see changes to this matchmaking system. I think we're just destined to have this really irritating, really exhausting Havoc Warfare experience, which is very unfortunate because I think a lot of people, especially Battlefield players that are sort of in limbo right now because all of Battlefield games are really just dead and old, a lot of people wanted Delta Force's Battlefield mode to play like Battlefield. And right now it just simply doesn't, and the main culprit of that is this matchmaking system. So that is going to do it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my content. I really do appreciate it, especially if you are a regular viewer of the channel. I cannot thank you enough. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and swing by the streams. And I will see you guys in the next video.